Hey guys, as I'm sure you've all heard, the very exciting news that October Direct that we've been looking for is happening this damn Thursday, November 1st. Literally, so soon, so fucking soon. And this is like very exciting because I knew Nintendo would do this where they would announce it like 2 days before, but it's super exciting to just because of all the controversies going on that's been going on since like only a week ago. This Banner Leak stuff happened like on Wednesday, like last week Wednesday. Geez, we're all still digesting this, trying to figure out if it's real or not. And what I love is that Nintendo is acting fast enough to be like, some of them aren't convinced, some of them are. There's a huge war going on. Let's before gets too real, before everyone's convinced about this, let's get this shit out there. And this is a good position for them, whether the leak is real or whether the leak is fake. This is a good position for them because this will end the fucking debates once and for all. And I'm definitely on team real. I'm very convinced. I've seen some stuff. Of course, I tell you guys sometimes to watch YouTube channels like Papagino's. I do think he makes great content regarding Smash information. I think that his setup is good. I think that his thoughts and ideas are usually pretty good, and he can speak at a very nice level, probably a lot better than me. He seems seems a bit smarter than me in my opinion, but he's definitely a cool dude. And my only issue was with his E3 theory. Well, first of all, it's such a theory, and he talks about a lot of theories, and that's part of why I like his channel, just to hear all this stuff. But I like the Banner Leak for a lot of reasons, and that's mainly because I can sense a lot of credibility in it, and it really ran through my gauntlet of scrutiny. I'm very I definitely judge these things pretty hardcore before I just go out and believe a leak. Very suspicious, but well, he made a video, his E3 theory, and he talked about why there's no Incineroar. He talked about how he himself heard about an Incineroar at one point, and how a lot of insiders are confused about where Incineroar is. And at the end of the day, he talked about Game Explain, and that is kind of where I have a problem with that video. And the thing is, I'm watching Game Explain's video where they're predicting the new stuff in Smash Ultimate that we're going to see this Thursday, and they're saying stuff that I have problems with as well. And not that I have problems with them. I don't have beef with anyone, but it's just that I disagree with what they're saying. Mainly because Game Explain is so against the Banner Leak. But what Papagino said about Game Explain was that they have insider information, and that they know something, and that's why they don't believe it, or more so that they don't believe it because Nintendo wants them to not believe it, and they don't want to reveal that they have insider information or something like that. I even though it seems their video covering it and all that stuff seemed kind of disingenuous, their opinion on it was kind of my opinion on it before I did too much research. My friend showed me the leaked images, and right away I was like, this is blurry. This looks like it's so easily faked. A lot of these characters are nonsense, it's too good to be true. I looked at it, I was like, this is just too good to be true. Like, the fact that they put in Isaac, Gino, and Banjo-Kazooie, all three of them, I was like, no, we'll be lucky if we get two, but I'm almost positive we're only getting one of these three, and it's going to be Gino. But we'll be lucky if we also get Isaac or Banjo, but I'm pretty sure that's just not the case. And once I started researching the fucking leak and learned where it came from, why it's in French, why it has big Snapchats, smiley faces on it saying LOL, why is it a printed out image instead of just like a detailed render? Why is it like this? And why is there Grinch shit in the leak? And why is it called the Grinch Leak? That's once I started researching it more, I realized like, oh, this actually has a fucking huge amount of credibility to it that I think Game Explains is kind of overlooking, and I think it's because they are like convinced that Incineroar or a Pokemon character will be in the game. Here's the thing. Fuck Incineroar and fuck Gen 7 Pokemon. I don't know why everyone seems to think we have to have a Gen 7 Pokemon. Why? We don't. We really don't need one, guys. Incineroar, first of all, I really think they should just do a Pokemon DLC character when the next game comes out. All my favorite elements of Pokemon Gen 7 are in the game already. Like, they put in Alohan versions of Vulpix, of Executor, the tall palm tree version. I don't know if that's even Executor or someone else. I'm pretty sure his name's Executor, but it's the tall palm tree version. Alohan Raichu, who flies around on his like surfboard. That's his tail. Like these. Oh, and Mimikyu. Like, it's like everything I like about that generation is in the game already. And what I don't like Incineroar. I don't like Decidueye. I don't even like the Water Starter. I don't like these Pokemon. I thought maybe they would do Decidueye just because they did Charizard and Greninja. But now it's like, once it was revealed that the Pokemon trainer is coming back, I see no need. I don't think it matters what element of the starter they go with, because it's not like they have two starters and no grass now. They have all three starters with Pokemon Trainer. And Greninja, why is he in the game? I mean, after all, he's just a water starter from the last generation. Why is that significant? Well, when you look at his new Final Smash, you will understand exactly why it's significant, because Ash Greninja is something that's really big in the anime. After all, this is not called Pokemon Trainer Greninja. This is Ash Greninja. This is Greninja that fuses with Ash. It's not the same. It's something that's completely new, that it's being added to Smash, that's based off the Pokemon anime. And I think Ash Greninja is like special download content in one of the games too. But either way, Ash Greninja is actually a big deal, and that's the thing about Greninja. Greninja's a big deal. He's one of Ash's most important Pokemon as of right now, and in the show and everything. Like, Greninja is actually a big deal in the Pokemon world. Same with Lucario, same with Mewtwo, same with Pikachu, same with the original three starters. They all make sense. They've earned their keep in this game series. And the thing is, when they added Greninja in Pokemon, in Smash 4, it's like, well, a lot of us were saying Greninja will be cut in the next Smash game. Now, I very disagreed with that, because I was like, guys, do you not understand? Like, Greninja plays very unique, and no one plays like him. He'll probably stay just because he's such a unique, cool character. After all, they didn't cut Lucario, but Lucario has remained very relevant in the Pokemon games since. I think Greninja has a similar fate coming for him. I think he will stay relevant, thanks to the anime, part of that. But Greninja is a very special and important Pokemon. And a lot of people saw him coming as the next character in Smash 4. A lot of people called it would be Greninja, because just from looking at his designs, they're like, yeah, he's a fucking badass. And then playing X and Y was like, yeah, Greninja's a fucking badass. But when it comes to Incineroar being in the game, I don't see how he's anywhere near as significant as Greninja. When it comes to even Decidueye, how is Decidueye important? Because he was added in Pokken? He was added in Pokken because he has two legs, and he could make an interesting new character for that game. But the reality is that put Incineroar in Pokken. Like, he doesn't belong in Smash. He's not that iconic. He's not that important. And I'm so confused. But it's because people, when they look at the patterns for each new Smash game, they're not willing to toss out the possibility that Sakurai won't follow the pattern every time. So a lot of people, I think, they're like, well, every Smash game has a new Fire Emblem and Pokemon character. Yeah, but when you look at the context as of why, it makes sense. This Smash Bros. Game, the new Fire Emblem character is an Echo Fighter. And we have no confirmation of a new Fire Emblem character. It's a completely original character. And no one has any idea of who that would even be. And people with insider information are saying, like, no, there is no new Fire Emblem character. No one is talking about a new Fire Emblem character. Nobody. Because it's not going to happen. What's going to happen is Chrom is an Echo Fighter. And people are saying, well, that counts. Does it? I mean, with Pokemon, there could be plenty of Echo Fighters, because lots of Pokemon are the same type. So you can make a Pokemon character that's a fighting character and be like, oh, this is Lucario Echo Fighter, and it's just like a different Pokemon with fighting, Or what if they go so crazy as to put, I don't know, like an Echo for Mewtwo or something, and Shadow Mewtwo or something stupid like that. Which obviously that would be a great alternate costume for Mewtwo, but I don't even think that's going to happen. But either way, I just don't see, like, I don't understand why people seem to think that a Pokemon has to be in the game. I think that the context of why there's a new Pokemon and new Fire Emblem character for each game stands on its own without the idea that Sakurai made a rule that every time he's going to add a new Pokemon and every time he's going to add a new Fire Emblem character. I don't think he has that rule. I think that the context of why these characters are added each time matter, because this is why people get so mad about the fact there's so many Fire Emblem characters, when it's like, well, he wanted to bring Ike back and not have him cut and brawl. Meanwhile, he wanted to make a new character and Chrom wouldn't be as unique as Ike, so he kept Ike and then skipped out on Chrom and did Robin, and then realized it'd been easy to do Lucina, so he did Robin and Lucina. And that makes a lot of sense to me, because Fire Emblem Awakening is so significant for Fire Emblem. So to me, it's like, and that's why the next Smash game is out, and the next character is another Awakening character, despite the fact that it's, Fire Emblem Awakening came out like 2013. Because Awakening is just that important. And to me, it was really weird that Chrom wasn't in Smash. He really needed to be in Smash, because he is like the face of Fire Emblem. Like, honestly, he really is. Chrom is probably the most important Fire Emblem character to date, And, besides maybe Marth. Obviously Marth is more important, but that's what I'm saying, besides Marth. And it's just like, yeah, you need Chrom in Smash. So when you look at Pokemon, what is so significant about Incineroar? What is so significant about Decidueye? Nothing. Nothing is. If anything, they should have put in a Alolan Raichu or Mimikyu as a playable character. But they didn't. And for good reason, because they probably wouldn't have made very interesting movesets. But, and we know we don't need another Jigglypuff that's not very good besides Melee. So something else to keep in mind about Smash Ultimate is that a lot of the newcomers are not relevant characters. Like Splatoon being added to the game, that was something that needed to happen. That it's so important to Nintendo now. That franchise is so successful. Like, yeah, hell yeah, put Inkling in the fucking game. But I think it was obvious for everyone because Inkling was added in Mario Kart Deluxe on the Switch. I think everyone was like, oh, like they saw Inkling coming. It was so obvious. And that's why Sakurai chose to reveal all of Smash by using Inkling. So I think that was just obvious to everyone. But the point I'm trying to make is that outside of Inkling, a lot of these characters are not extremely brand new and relevant. Yes, they added in a new stage from Mario and a new stage from Zelda based on the new Switch games. And Mario and Link have both been slightly updated, Link more so, to be based off these new Switch games. And that's a good call because I think Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey are regarded as two of the greatest games of those franchises. For some reason, Nintendo completely fucking knocked it out of the park last year and made the two best games of the year, in my opinion. And, the only thing... I also say, like, Nier Automata and Persona 5 are up there in my top 5, along with Sonic Mania. But let's be real. Like, Zelda and Mario are probably those are probably the two games that impressed me the most last year. And they were both on the Switch. One in the beginning of the year and one at the end of the year. So it's like if you just bought a Switch, you were in good shape. Nintendo took care of you. But to get back to the point, a lot of the newcomers outside of Inkling are not relevant characters. Even the Echo Fighters are not relevant characters. Look at Ridley. Look at K. Rool. Look at Simon. Look at Daisy. Dark Samus, Chrom, Richter. None of those characters are getting new games. None of them. Fucking none of them. Now, they might down the road. Maybe down the road. But there is a new Metroid Prime coming. But most people are already kind of aware that Dark Samus is probably not going to be in Metroid Prime 4. Because the character of Dark Samus was defeated already in the Prime series. That character's gone. Okay? And when it comes to Chrom, of course, Chrom will be in other spin-off games. Of course he will be. A lot of the Fire Emblem characters are in the spin-off games, like Fire Emblem Warriors and Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE, which Chrom is like the main hero spirit in that game. But let's get real. They're not going to make another Fire Emblem game where Chrom is probably even playable at all, let alone be the protagonist. But he probably won't even be in the game in any shape or form. It doesn't matter. That's the thing I want people to understand. It doesn't matter if they're relevant. So when you look at K. Rool, the last few Donkey Kong games haven't had K. Rool. When you look at Castlevania, they don't even use Simon most of the time. The reason Simon's in Smash is because literally Simon is the first Belmont. If they were going with like the definitive best, most beloved Belmont, they would go with Richter, which they're also doing. So doing both was a great and fantastic choice. It was like a no-brainer. And so like, yes, I fully agree with them doing that. And like I already said, Ridley and K. Rool, literally nothing, like, they're not relevant characters at all. Ridley maybe. But once that first Smash Bros. Based Direct came out, and they showed Simon and then later K. Rool, it's very important that we all understand that the characters do not have to be currently relevant in this current year. Smash 4 was different. Smash 4 was a lot different. Greninja was the newest Pokemon character. Robin was from the newest Fire Emblem game at that time. When you look at Little Mac, he had a Wii game that year prior, and a lot of Little Mac is literally like taken from that game. He's very much so based on that game. Little Mac is based on old school, or he's based on Wii. Yes, he's inspired by old school, but he's based on Wii. More so than anything else. Doesn't matter that he's old school, he's based on the Wii game. Rosalina, extremely important and relevant. Mario Galaxy came out that on Wii, after Smash Brawl, and actually I think it was before Brawl. I don't remember, but either way, Mario Galaxy and Rosalina hasn't been represented in Smash because they weren't represented in Brawl. She represents not just herself, but she represents all of Mario Galaxy. And yes, that's very important. Rosalina is a mainstay new character in the Mario series that is even in Mario 3D World as a secret character, let alone she's in all the party games. So yes, Rosalina is extremely relevant. Basically, like almost every character you can name. Who else was new in Smash 4? New, but that wasn't a third-party crossover or the token retro character like Duck Hunt Dog. The only other thing I could think of would be Bowser Jr. might not have been a relevant character. However, he is in literally every Mario game to the point where he will always be relevant. Like, he will literally always be relevant. In fact, Nintendo kind of pushes all the family setting stuff using Mario characters, and on the online stuff, they use Mario characters. And they show a lot of... When they show two players playing together, they don't always show Mario and Luigi together. They actually show Bowser and Bowser Jr. playing together a lot more, especially with the parental control stuff, where it was exclusively Bowser and Bowser Jr. So that's a big deal, so Bowser Jr. is still pretty much relevant at all times. So what I'm trying to say is that characters in Smash 4, Sakurai was definitely looking at who was relevant at the time. In Smash Ultimate, it's really not the case. And part of why is I said it myself when I was started having a really hard time predicting the characters. I was saying it myself when it was my first fucking prediction video ever. It was before E3 when I was trying to figure out who would be possibly in the game, and I was like stumped. I was so stumped because I was like, I have no idea who they'll put in the game outside of maybe Simon Belmont. But the biggest problem with Simon Belmont is that he is, owned by Konami, and I don't know if Nintendo's willing to work with Konami. And that was my whole point of my video was like, I have no idea who would be in this game. Like, and I can't make predictions until I understand by seeing more what Nintendo's content is. Otherwise, all these predictions are basically absolutely worthless. No one can make predictions because we have no inkling of what this game will be like. Now we know it does not matter if a character is relevant. That is just literally not a fucking factor. It's not a fucking factor. Characters do not need to be relevant. I know I'm repeating this, but it's very important that I get this through people's heads, because people who are like, where's Incineroar? How can there not be a new Pokemon character? There is 9 Pokemon characters. There'll probably be a DLC Pokemon character. Don't worry. It might even be Incineroar. We might get a DLC character that represents Pokemon. But something you should remember about Greninja. I brought this up earlier, where I said I didn't finish my thought then, but I'm gonna finish it now. Greninja, a lot of people are saying Greninja might be cut, and I was thinking that was a terrible decision. Like, those people were wrong. But the thing is that a lot of us were trying to predict which characters will be cut and which characters will return. What we didn't know was that no one from Smash 4 was getting cut. Not a single character from Smash 4 got cut. And then it turned out that every character from the past Smash games were coming back. So that's something to keep in mind. The next Smash game, it might not come out for 5 to 10 years, because we might have to wait 8 years for the next Smash game, which it won't be a problem if the game is so good that we just keep playing it. But it might be a long time for the next Smash game, and something we need to keep in mind is that Sakurai, most likely, he said himself, he might not be able to get everyone to come back next time, because I think he even said he had to twist some arms to make it work. And I think that's referring to Konami. I think that's referring to maybe stuff like Cloud and maybe stuff like that, where they had to really he had to force Nintendo to agree to bringing everyone back. I think the only stipulation was Nintendo said you can't have Waluigi. But either way, they got Daisy, so hopefully that makes people happy. Either way, yeah, they straight up, he said all characters are in the game, blah, 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 blah. And now it's something you need to consider, that in the next time a new Smash Bros. Game comes out, some of these characters will always be a part of Smash history forever. Meaning that if he ever wants to make an Ultimate 2, so think of it as like Tekken Tag Tournament and Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Tekken Tag Tournament 1 and 2 have every character from Tekken up to that point. Canon be damned. If the characters are dead in the canon, they're in Tekken Tag 2 anyway. So that's something to keep in mind. Ultimate might be like that, where no matter what, these characters will always be in the next game, meaning that they might not be cut again. Or if he wants to make another game where everyone comes back, maybe not the sequel, but maybe the one after that, he'll decide everyone needs to come back again. They don't have to add in all these characters. So characters being added in liberally is no longer an option from now on. Because this is the first time characters from Melee have come back. From now on, every character from Melee is back, is what I'm saying. While every character from Brawl is also back. Every character's back. And that's... I know I'm repeating myself, but again, super important that the characters that are chosen need to, hold a certain quality standard. They need to be able to stand the test of time to where they'll always make sense in being in this game. And right now, I think that every character in Ultimate is okay with that. I think every character in Ultimate is fine. Because while there's a lot of characters who don't have that amount of star power that like Mario has, their reputation in Smash 4 and in previous games also as well, those carry them alone. To the point where, like, if Shulk wasn't in this game, for example, I think people would be like, oh man, I wish Shulk came back. I honestly, that's my opinion on that. So I think that every single character will, from now on, has to hold a higher standard of scrutiny. And I think that Incineroar does not belong. It's the same reason why I was so into Shovel Knight being in the game, thinking it would be so perfect. And I changed my mind like days. Maybe it was a week, but it was like a week or days before the Smash Base Direct happened. When we found out Shovel Knight was an assist trophy, and I changed my mind because I was like, he might not be able to stand that test of time, and that's the problem with a lot of indie characters. Characters like Shantae as well, they might not be able to stand that test of time. Isaac apparently can, and the thing is that the people who played Fire Emblem, the people, sorry, so sorry for that. The people who love Isaac and want him in the game because of their love of Golden Sun, they have made it clear that Isaac can stand the test of time with the best of Nintendo's characters. And I say more power to them for that. And if those people get their dreams to come true, they deserve to have their dreams come true, just like I do for winning Geno. We all deserve. The people who want Banjo, we all deserve it. So, and when it comes to Incineroar, people only want him because he's a new Pokemon in current year. Next year, Generation 8's gonna come out. What's the fucking point? How is Incineroar going to stand up? Now, he could get... Sorry, I tripped. He could get a boost of popularity thanks to being in Smash. For me personally, I liked Lucario a lot more because he was in Smash. But Lucario was already someone being pushed by the Pokemon people. And that is part of why he got chose to be in Smash. Same with Greninja. I think that the Pokemon people pushed characters more like Mimikyu this last time. And because of that... Oh, and Executioner as well, of course. Because the Alohan game, Generation 7, Sun and Moon, was a lot more laid back. I mean, there wasn't even gym battles, The story was crazy. You walked back and forth. The game was way different pace than every other Pokemon game I've ever played. That's why I don't like it that much. That's why I'm honestly more excited for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee than I am for those games, or for even for the next Pokemon game, unless it just blows my fucking mind. But the fact of the matter is that at this point, no, I can't really say I'm excited for the possibility of Incineroar. Now, if he gets put in his DLC, that would be cool. I think that Pokemon characters should come out as DLC, but I really would rather just wait for Generation 8 next year for a new Pokemon character. But if they do Generation 7 Pokemon like Incineroar or Decidueye and they do it now, and then they do another one later, I still hope they do another one later. I would want 2 Pokemon DLC characters at this point. And I think Pokemon is a big enough franchise to carry that weight of having a bunch of characters. But I just want, to be clear. I just want to make my point that Incineroar does not need to be in this game. He does not matter. People who want Incineroar, you guys need to look at this and say, it doesn't matter, versus when it comes to, I only was saying Incineroar because I believe that he made a lot of sense to be in the game, and a lot of other people were saying Incineroar, but I never wanted him, and I still don't want him. Obviously, I still don't want him. So, yeah, I really hope that, I hope the leak is real, and that's why I'm kind of... But my point is that I want people to understand that the argument that there has to be a new Pokemon character because there always is one, no. There always is a retro character. That seems to be a rule. But when it comes to Pokemon, if you remove that concept, the theory still holds... if you remove the idea of the theory that there's always a new Pokemon character, and you look at the surrounding context for each game as to why there's a new Pokemon character each time. Same with Fire Emblem. It makes more sense. So, yeah. I think the fact that there's Pokeball Pokemon from Gen 7 is already fine enough. I don't think there needs to be Incineroar as a playable character. To me, it's just a waste of a slot. Unless they make him just play so fucking good. But to me, I doubt it. He's just a big guy with claws and fire powers. We already have Bowser. We already have Ganondorf. We already have, whatever. We already have guys who scratch. We have guys with fire-based attacks. We don't need Incineroar. Honestly, we just don't need Incineroar. So that's my opinion on that. I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna watch more content, see what people's reactions are about this video coming out. I am beyond stoked for Thursday. I am beyond fucking stoked for Thursday. Holy shit. I am so fucking excited for Thursday. So this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Man, if Gino and Shadow get confirmed, that's all I want. That's all I fucking want. But knowing that the Isaac fans and the Banjo fans are so happy, I will be happy alongside with them. I bet you Banjo is going to play so fucking good. And if Isaac has his synergy powers and his, all of his special attacks that are, in the Golden Sun games that aren't like, most people don't really know about because they just see Isaac as a guy with a sword. Oh my god, he's going to be awesome. Mach Rider, if it's not just an echo of Captain Falcon, it's going to be fucking awesome. Chorus Kids, oh my god, like, I don't even know what to expect with these motherfuckers. And that's coming from someone who's actually played Rhythm Heaven. But the thing is that's like, I don't even care. Like, Sakurai can do it, dude. Sakurai always makes concepts that no one believes in and makes them fucking awesome. So I'm so excited for that. So that's my whole spiel on that. I'm so ready for the leak to be real. I think it's perfect. I think it's a dream scenario across the board. Everyone will be very happy. And I think that even if the leak's not real, I think that people even Game Explain employees and other people who want Incineroar, I think they're going to walk away fine because they're going to get fucking Banjo-Kazooie. And they can honestly, at that point, I think they can eat their words and be like, hey, most of us didn't believe that leak because it was too good to be true. Being too good to be true is a great reason to not believe something. But at the same time, this is fucking Sakurai we're talking about, guys. He put Cloud in. He put Snake in. Too good to be true. That's just his fucking bread and butter. And Smash Ultimate, Ridley was kind of already a big what the fuck moment. But I think he's going for 2. I think he's going for Dose this time. I think Ridley was the biggest what the fuck so far, but I think that it will really fucking explode everyone with excitement. Like, I'm literally getting emotional talking about this. If Gino, Isaac, and Banjo are all coming to the game, that's, in my opinion, those are the big 3. But Jesus fucking Christ! But I will say that my prediction, really quick, will probably be that Gino will be the first character revealed. Mainly because he's technically a crossover character, and Banjo-Kazooie needs to be saved for last. So I don't know where the other characters fit in, but I do think that the video will start with a trailer, just like the last one did, when it started off with Simon and Castlevania. And what I love is the idea that we might even see Chorus Kids or Mach Rider in there as well. Because for the same reason, why did we see Luigi in Castlevania? Why did we see DDD in Donkey Kong Country? Why did we see Mario and Mega Man alongside Samus when they fought Ridley? So that's the fun part, is going to be seeing I want Mario to run into Banjo-Kazooie in an open field. I want Mario to be in Banjo-Kazooie World or something like that. That would be so fucking cool. I want to see Link fighting alongside Gino, and then Isaac appears or something like that. I want something fucking incredible where it just shows all of these characters, and oh my god, I want a fucking epic reveal. So, and I think we might be getting something cool. So I'm hoping we see Gino and another character. I don't know when we'll see more character reveals, whether it be towards the middle or the very end, or what. It's really hard to say, but I do believe that we'll be getting multiple trailers, but what I don't think is we'll be getting trailers for Shadow and Kin, because they're just Echo Fighters, and I don't think we'll be getting trailers for each one of the newcomers. For Chorus Kids, oh my god, we're probably not going to get a trailer for them. We're probably not going to get a trailer for Mach Rider. We're probably, or if we do, it'll be, I don't even know what to say about that, but I do think we'll be getting trailers for Gino, Isaac, and Banjo, but some of these might be shared. Isaac might be in Geno's, and Chorus Kids might be in Banjo's or something. Something weird like that might happen. So we will see, but oh my god, what's the point of even talking about it and predicting it at this point? It's so soon. Cannot wait Fuck. Oh God, so excited. So I'll catch you guys later.